My dear friends, today I want to speak to you about something that is simple to say, yet often difficult to live. It is a phrase that has carried countless people through storms, through heartbreak, through uncertainty, through fear, and through seasons when life seemed too heavy to bear. Those words are, let go and let God. There comes a moment in every person's life when they realize they cannot carry everything. They cannot control everything. They cannot fix every problem, predict every outcome, or force every door to open. We spend so much of our lives trying to hold everything together. We hold on to worries. We hold on to disappointments. We hold on to fears about tomorrow. We hold on to regrets from yesterday. We hold on to relationships that are broken. We hold on to dreams that have not happened. We hold on to questions that have no answers. And the tighter we hold, the more exhausted we become. Many of us wake up carrying burdens before our feet even touch the floor. Our minds are already racing. We are already worried about finances, health, family, relationships, work, the future, and countless other concerns. We tell ourselves that if we think about our problems enough, somehow we will solve them. But often we discover something important. Worry does not create peace. Fear does not create solutions. Anxiety does not create certainty. Control does not create security. Only God can provide what our hearts truly need. The invitation of God has never been, carry everything yourself. His invitation has always been, come to me. The world tells us to be stronger. God tells us to surrender. The world tells us to control. God tells us to trust. The world tells us to rely on ourselves. God tells us to rely on Him. And there is a profound difference between those two paths. When we try to carry life alone, eventually we become weary. When we walk with God, we discover that we were never meant to carry those burdens by ourselves. Perhaps someone listening today is carrying a burden that nobody else can see. Maybe you smile in public while crying in private. Maybe people think you're doing fine, but deep inside you're struggling. Maybe your heart is tired. Maybe you've been praying for answers that seem delayed. Maybe you've been fighting battles that seem endless. Maybe you've been holding on so tightly because you're afraid of what will happen if you let go. If that is you, I want you to hear this today. God sees you. God knows you. God understands every tear you've cried. He understands every silent prayer. He understands every sleepless night. He understands every fear you've never spoken aloud. And He is not asking you to have all the answers. He is simply asking you to trust Him. Letting go does not mean giving up. Letting go does not mean becoming passive. Letting go does not mean abandoning responsibility. Letting go means releasing the illusion that you were ever in complete control in the first place. It means placing your trust into hands far greater than your own. It means believing that God is working even when you cannot see it. It means understanding that faith begins where control ends. One of the greatest challenges in life is uncertainty. We want to know what happens next. We want guarantees. We want certainty. We want clear explanations. But faith often requires us to walk forward without seeing the entire path. Imagine driving through a dark night. Your headlights may only illuminate a short distance ahead. You cannot see the entire road. You cannot see every turn. You cannot see every mile. Yet you keep moving forward because you trust that the road continues beyond what you can currently see. Faith works much the same way. God does not always reveal the entire journey. Instead, He gives us enough light for the next step, and then the next, and then the next. When we insist on seeing everything before moving forward, we often remain stuck. But when we trust God, we discover that He is already guiding us. Sometimes letting go means letting go of our timetable. We pray and expect answers immediately. We hope for instant solutions. We want God to move according to our schedule, yet God's timing is often different from ours. What feels like a delay to us may actually be preparation. What feels like waiting may actually be growth. What feels like silence may actually be God working behind the scenes. A seed planted in the ground does not become a tree overnight. There is a hidden process taking place beneath the surface. Roots are growing, strength is developing, life is emerging. Even though nothing appears visible at first, transformation is occurring. Many times God's work in our lives happens the same way. Just because you cannot see movement does not mean God is absent. Just because you cannot see progress does not mean God is inactive. God is always working. even in silence, even in waiting, even in uncertainty. One of the hardest things to release is pain from the past. Many people carry wounds for years, words spoken long ago, mistakes made years ago, failures, rejections, betrayals, losses. Sometimes these memories become chains that keep us trapped. We replay them repeatedly. We relive them endlessly. We allow them to define us. But God never intended your past to become your prison. Your past may explain part of your story, but it does not determine your future. There is freedom in placing those wounds into God's hands. There is healing in surrender. There is peace in allowing God to carry what you were never meant to carry forever. Perhaps you have regrets. Maybe you wish you could go back and make different choices. Most of us have moments we would change if we could, but we cannot rewrite yesterday. We can only trust God with today. The beautiful truth is that God specializes in redemption. He brings beauty from ashes. He creates purpose from pain. He transforms brokenness into strength. He uses even our mistakes to teach, shape, and guide us. Nothing is wasted in God's hands. Not your tears, not your struggles, not your failures, not your disappointments. God can use all of it. When we let go of the past, we create room for God to do something new. Another thing many people need to release is fear. Fear is one of the greatest burdens humans carry. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of loss, fear of sickness, fear of the future, fear of not being enough. Fear whispers that disaster is around every corner. Fear tells us to expect the worst. Fear convinces us that we are alone. But faith speaks a different message. Faith says God is with you. Faith says you are not abandoned. Faith says your future is in God's hands. Faith says that no matter what comes, God will walk beside you. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is choosing trust despite fear. Every day we have a choice. We can allow fear to direct our lives, or we can place our trust in God. The more we trust Him, the less power fear has over us. Many people are carrying burdens for loved ones. Parents worry about children. Children worry about parents. Friends worry about friends. Spouses worry about spouses. The love we feel for others often creates concern for their well-being. But there is a difference between caring and carrying. We can care deeply, we can pray faithfully, we can support lovingly. But ultimately, we must remember that God loves the people we care about even more than we do. That the people we love belong first to God. When we place them in His hands, we are entrusting them to the one who knows them perfectly, the one who loves them completely, the one who can reach places we cannot, the one who sees what we cannot see, the one who works in ways we cannot understand. There is tremendous peace in realizing that God is watching over those we love. Sometimes letting go means surrendering dreams. Not every dream unfolds the way we expected. Sometimes doors close, sometimes plans change, sometimes life takes unexpected turns. At first, these moments can feel devastating, but often, years later, we discover that what felt like a setback was actually divine guidance. What felt like a closed door protected us from something. What felt like a disappointment redirected us towards something better. God sees the whole picture. We only see a small part. When we trust His wisdom, we discover that His plans are often greater than our own. Life becomes lighter when we stop trying to be God. We were never designed to carry the responsibilities of the universe. We were never designed to know everything. We were never designed to control every outcome. We were designed to trust, to love, to believe, to walk by faith, to live one day at a time. The burden becomes lighter when we remember whose shoulders are carrying it. God's strength never fails. God's wisdom never falters. God's love never runs dry. God's faithfulness never ends. What a comfort it is to know that the same God who created the stars knows your name. The same God who formed the oceans hears your prayers. The same God who governs the universe cares about every detail of your life. Nothing is too big for Him. Nothing is too small for Him. Nothing is impossible for Him. So what does it practically mean to let go and let God? It means beginning each day with trust. It means praying instead of panicking. It means surrendering instead of striving. It means replacing worry with faith. It means releasing what you cannot control and focusing on what you can. It means believing that God is working even when circumstances suggest otherwise. It means choosing peace over anxiety. It means trusting God's character when you do not understand His plan. And perhaps most importantly, it means remembering that you are loved. Deeply loved, completely loved, unconditionally loved. Many people spend their lives trying to earn love, prove themselves, or gain approval. But God's love is not something you earn. It is something you receive. You are loved not because of what you accomplish, not because of your success, not because of your perfection. You are loved because you are His. When that truth settles into your heart, surrender becomes easier. Trust becomes easier. Faith becomes stronger. Because you know that the one holding your future is also the one who loves you beyond measure. Today, whatever burden you are carrying, imagine placing it into God's hands. The burden of worry, the burden of fear, the burden of regret, the burden of uncertainty, the burden of disappointment, the burden of grief, the burden of unanswered questions. Place it all before Him. You do not have to carry it alone. You never did. God is strong enough. God is wise enough. God is faithful enough. God is loving enough, and He is waiting for you to trust Him. The journey of faith is not about having all the answers. It is about knowing the one who does. It is not about controlling the future. It is about trusting the one who holds the future. It is not about eliminating every challenge. It is about walking with God through every challenge. As you leave today, I pray these words remain in your heart. When fear comes, let go and let God. When uncertainty comes, let go and let God. When disappointment comes, let go and let God. When worry comes, let go and let God. When life feels overwhelming, let go and let God. Trust Him with your future. Trust Him with your family. Trust Him with your dreams. Trust Him with your struggles. Trust Him with your questions. Trust Him with your heart. Because the God who has carried countless people through countless storms is more than able to carry you as well. And one day, when you look back over your life, you may discover that the moments when you finally released your grip were the moments when God did His greatest work. May peace fill your heart. May hope fill your spirit. May faith guide your steps. And may you discover the beautiful freedom that comes when you truly let go and let God. Thank you, and may God bless you abundantly.